This is an instructional video on how to access and navigate the Urban Agriculture and Food System database by Mazingira Institute. For more context, see the Nairobi Farmer app tutorial. The Urban Agriculture and Food System database shows a summary of the food system in Nairobi County. Policymakers, such as government officials, can also use the data to make decisions about urban agriculture. It allows farmers to see what their peers are doing so they can find their niche or improve their current practice. The database's other component is the Nairobi Farmer mobile app. It asks farmers questions about their background and their farming. The data from the app is uploaded to the database. Using this information from farmers, the database gives a summary of Nairobi's food system. The database is made up of components and processes. Components are all the elements that make up the database. The components have entities, which have attributes. These are characteristics of the food system chain that farmers are asked about. The processes are the different ways of collecting information. You can search for Mazingira Institute on Google. Click on the first search result to go to the website. On the website, go to the drop-down menu at the top of the page. Click on Urban Agriculture Database. This will take you to another page with a link to the database. Click on the button that says, "Click here to access database." You will be brought to the database's homepage. On the homepage, you can sign in with your username and password. Selecting Remember Me will save your details for next time. You can click Register to sign up for an account. This will take you to another page. Enter your full name, then create a username. Enter your email. Then create a password. You must agree to the terms and conditions before submitting. To return to the sign-in page, click on the Login button. You can also continue as a guest. This lets you enter the database without signing up or logging in. Using this option gives you limited access to information. The dashboard reports on the data that farmers uploaded to the Nairobi Farmer app. There is a map on the database's homepage. It shows the locations of farms in Nairobi County. Crop production. Livestock production. And fishery production show you what farmers in Nairobi are producing. Producer Profiles tells you about the farmers themselves and their farms. My Data's Profile subsection has a questionnaire that asks farmers about their details. The questions are the same as Step 1 of the Nairobi Farmer app. Other features include checking notifications, changing text size, and switching to full screen. Each time you visit a page, a tab is created. It lets you quickly access the other pages you visited. The button on the screen's right side will open a pop-out menu. You can change the theme from light to dark, change the positioning of the features, and change the colors in the database. Other options let you personalize your experience even further. The map shows the locations of farms in Nairobi. It has features that let you zoom in and zoom out, find your location on the map. A pop-up will ask you if the database can know your location. If you select Allow while visiting the site, the database will know your location each time you access it. If you select Allow this time, you will only give permission to access your location once. Never Allow means you will never allow the database to know your location. The database will detect your location and show it on the map. You can zoom in by clicking on the dot to see your precise location. You can also refresh the map. And change how the map looks. The larger circles on the map have numbers inside them. This is the number of farms within that large area. As you zoom in, the numbers will get smaller and the circles will disappear, until only a green dot is left. The green dot shows the farm's exact location. You can click on the dot to learn about the farm's practice. The farms are only identified by a number. You can also filter by county and sub-county. You can only choose Nairobi as the county, but you can choose any sub-county. This will only show the farms in that sub-county. Crop production shows data about crop farming. The top of the page has cards that give a summary of some of the information. Inputs shows general data about crops. The rest of the subsections are organized by the type of crop. You will see data on how farmers consume their products, how often they harvest, how they distribute crops for selling, the kind of crops they farm, and the methods they use to grow their crops. The charts organize data by the sub-county where the farmer practices. You will also see data on how farmers use the waste from their crops. And you will see data on how much money farmers make from selling their crops. This is a bar chart. It shows how many farmers from each sub-county answered the question in the mobile app. Many bar charts give a percentage. You can bring the cursor over the bar to see what farmers answered and the number of farmers in the sub-county who gave that answer. In this chart, you will see how many kilograms of vegetables the farmers consume. In Langata, one person said they eat 1 kilogram. In Kibra, one person also said they eat 1 kilogram. This is a stacked bar chart. It's used when farmers in one sub-county gave different answers to a question in the Nairobi Farmer app. Each color represents a different answer. This chart shows how frequently the farmers harvest their herbs and spices. In Westlands, we can see that 50% or 2 people harvest daily. 25% or 1 person harvests monthly. 25% or 1 person harvests weekly. The meaning of the colors is shown below the graph. You can also see what they mean by bringing the cursor over the graph. This is a donut chart. It's simple and does not group answers by sub-county. This chart shows whether farmers consume their herbs. We see that 96.1% or 49 farmers said yes, and 3.1% or 2 farmers said no. You can bring the cursor over the chart to see exactly how many people answered. You can also see what the colors mean in this legend beside the chart. This is a map chart. It's shaped like a map of Nairobi County and shows each of the different sub-counties. This chart shows how much income farmers get from selling their legumes. You can bring the cursor over the map to see the name of the sub-county and see the average income for that sub-county. A scale on the side shows what each of the colors means. You can click on the colors in the scale to see which sub-county it fits. Here we can see that farmers in Embakasi East make a high income from legumes. You can zoom into the chart. This will make the bars bigger. You can also zoom out to make the bars smaller. You can click on the 3 lines in the corner. A drop-down menu will show 3 options. Download SVG means you can download the chart as an internet photo. Download PNG means you can download the chart as a photo saved to your device. Download CSV means you can download the chart's input data as a spreadsheet file. This means you can see all the numbers in a table. Here, we can see the name of the sub-county. Then, we can see how many people from each sub-county answered either direct or indirect for distribution. You can also filter by county and sub-county. Doing this will show you what data was collected for that sub-county only. You can choose more than one sub-county when filtering. This will show you information for only the sub-counties you selected. When you select a sub-county, you will be able to see information from the wards in the sub-county. Just like crop production, livestock production has cards. These cards show some interesting data that was collected from livestock farmers. The livestock is also separated into different types of animals. Some charts will say, no data. This means that not enough farmers answered these questions in the mobile app. The charts will let you see how farmers use the animals' waste, how many animals they keep, how they slaughter the animals for meat, how much money they make in a year from selling, how many animals they sell, where they slaughter their animals, and how many animals they slaughter for meat. You can also see the weight of that animal, why farmers keep that animal, and how they breed the animal. For cattle and goats and sheep, farmers also gave information about milk production. For poultry, which includes chickens and other birds, farmers also gave information about their egg production. Fishery production has many charts that say no data. Fish farming is not popular in Nairobi County, so few farmers answered those questions in the Nairobi Farmer app. In producer profiles, you will see data about the farmers and their farms. In farms, you will see which farmers from which sub-counties have a written or verbal tenancy agreement and how much farmers pay to rent their plots. You will also see what farmers from different sub-counties use as their main source of water and how many farmers have permission to farm on their plots. You will also see what kind of private or public plot the farmers use. In producers, you will see information about the number of female farmers under 18 years, the farmers' occupations, their education levels, their age group, their income, the wealth they own, if they are married, and their gender. The My Data section is mostly empty. Profile has a questionnaire with the same questions as Step 1 of the Nairobi Farmer mobile app. This includes questions about location, education, income, if you farm on your own or with others, age, marital status, wealth, type of farming, gender, occupation, and whether you are the household head. If you already submitted your profile in Step 1 of the app, you do not need to answer these questions. Farms and production are both empty. This was an overview of the composition, access and navigation of the Urban Agriculture and Food System database. Thank you for watching.